I've been doing everything for a long time. I'm like a veteran on everything. Real estate is number one. You need real estate to breathe, eat, survive. So I think everybody should be in real estate. I mix it up. I get plays with the real estate. I do film production. I edit. I got a record label. I got artists, Black Car Entertainment.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you. And no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Darnell Credell, is a real estate agent based in New York. He's also a music artist and film producer. Thank you for joining us today, Darnell. Welcome to the show.
How you feeling? Good morning.
I'm doing great, man. It's great to have you on here. And you're in New York. And of course, when we talk about the five boroughs, this is one of the most, maybe the most competitive area of real estate in the country. And so I'd like to start there, for folks who may just be getting into real estate in New York or may be getting licensed, what feedback would you have for them to where they could get started?
Man. It's a really tough market. I feel like if you network with the right people, um, you could get any job done. It's kind of like tight knit and well established in New York, being that it's the highest financial city in the country. Um, it's a lot. It's just a lot of networking, a lot of patience, and a lot of work.
Absolutely. When I talk with folks who are, active in real estate across really every segment of real estate, the thing that has stuck out to me the most is, yeah, you have to know how to take a deal from the cradle to the grave, and you have to have, regional specific knowledge, but you really also have to be able to leverage a network and your sphere of influence and then constantly be expanding in that regard, always expanding your sphere.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's basically like like I said before, if you basically network and get the get get your get everything prioritized. You know what you have to do. It's kind of like doggy doggy out here.
Now, when folks are trying to identify exactly which area of New York they want to be in, exactly, what type of client they want to work with, and then also too, which price point they want to be at. Because of course, in New York, you've got such a huge range of price points for even small apartments, right? It's just a very niche market. Would you advise that they get super specific into like one area of one borough, or can folks be generalists? Is that possible to be more of a generalist in New York?
Can't be generalist because the community. Some communities is kind of hard because based on the your salary and based on the geographic part of it, you just can't come out here and just live anywhere. It's not set up that way. It's set up cultural areas, certain economic areas. You definitely got to do your homework when living in New York. It's very diverse. You got Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens. Every borough got their own kind of it's whatever you prefer. It's basically your budget and your preference.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Now, for folks who are trying to build a brand for themselves, right, and differentiate, that's one of the trickiest things in any market, right? Especially as a newer agent. Why would someone go with, me if I'm a new agent versus someone else? But it's even heightened, right, in an area where there's increased competition like New York and the five boroughs. You're involved in a number of different businesses outside of real estate. What advice would you have for folks who are trying to build a brand in New York?
Get with the right team. I stress that. Strategy, homework, definitely knowing who you're around, because that's the one thing that could make you or break you, your team and the people who you're around. Definitely do your knowledge, your homework, and you go by eye and you go by energy. So I network, I invest. That's definitely important. That one thing is definitely important.
Now, being that New York, of course, a much higher price point to entry than most other markets, is there a solid real estate investor community in New York? And where would you find folks who are interested in investing in real estate? Is this kind of a behind closed door, type of community, or do you have folks who, are active or looking to get active investing in real estate that may not be coming from a real estate background at all? They may have a job unrelated to real estate.
Anybody could definitely get into the real estate game. It's like it's a money game. It's big bank take little bank. If you got the money to invest and you have the knowledge to invest, then you can invest in a property, flip it, just like any other real estate agent or broker. It just all depends on your knowledge and your knowledge in the real estate industry.
Now, I would like to pivot a bit here, Darnell, and ask you specifically about, some of the other ventures that you're involved in, music artist, film producer. And when people talk about real estate in general, there is a little bit of a cyclical, or very much so, a cyclical nature to real estate. When you're involved in some of these other realms, music and film, do you use these as ways to kind of balance that cyclical nature of real estate? Or are you in many cases, juggling multiple plates at once, right? And having your hand in the fire in real estate and in music and in film simultaneously.
I've been doing everything for a long time. I'm like a veteran on everything. Real estate is number one. You need real estate to breathe, eat, survive. So I think everybody should be in real estate. I mix it up. I get plays with the real estate. I do film production. I edit. I got a record label. I got artists, Black Car Entertainment. You can find me at Darnell Credell, IG, Credel. I do it all. I even, I always try to network with the people I'm dealing with and trying to get them to, look into the properties I have. With the people I deal with in the film industry, I try to network them. If they need housing, I try to network them with the right people. So basically, I kind of like do everything with it. I kind of mix everything together to just make a living.
Now, when we talk about spheres of influence, I've seen this in businesses outside of real estate, music, and film. Like, for instance, I've seen people who are military or people who are medical professionals, and they'll start to develop, a sphere of influence in that realm that then translates into real estate. You mentioned that there at the end, a little bit of a mixing of the different spheres, right? Are you finding people in music and in film who are then either interested in purchasing real estate or talking to you about investing in real estate?
Uh, but sometimes, usually, I'm the one who bring the information to them. If I know you on a certain level and you're trying to network through the real estate market in New York, I kind of take the approach to talk to people and to really kind of like, network with them to try to buy the properties I have to make a fee off of it, make a commission off of it. So,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
so yeah, that's the situation.
Now, I would want to ask, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about this. When people talk about being active in real estate in general, a lot of people, even in New York, even people living in New York, realize that this is such a competitive market, right? And it's also a very much tenant friendly space that for folks who are looking at investing specifically, they're like hands off in some ways in the five boroughs specifically. That's not to say that it's impossible, because I've had guests on here that are specifically investing or working with investors in one of the five boroughs. But it does seem to be maybe a little bit trickier. What's been your experience working with investors in New York? And do they have a very specific mentality or something that makes them maybe, more tolerant of the risks in New York?
Um, New York is a risky market. It's shaking New York because inflation, high interest rates, sluggish job markets. So like I said, you need a lot of experience coming into this city dealing with real estate.
Yeah.
You have a lot of big corporations buying into buying property, stopping, the smaller guys from either invested in properties or, stuff of that nature. Donald Trump earlier this year signed an order basically stopping them corporations from buying them houses and stuff like that. And, put a block on them. So, for people like me, especially independent agents, it's kind of difficult for us, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we like kind of on the low end of everything. So, I just tell people, if you come into New York to invest and get into this, market, just, do your research.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we talk about the experience level necessary in a market like New York, I would think you've got to have experience or the experience of those around you to supplement you if you're just getting into the space, right? One question that I have, and as we're talking about experience in New York, there's so much interest right now across the country in some alternative asset classes outside of, single family homes. I've seen even mom and pop investors get into self-storage units, right? I've seen mom and pop investors get into like alternative or accessory dwelling units, ADUs. And I've also seen people get into where there's more land availability. I've seen people get into some asset classes like mobile homes, RV parks. I'm probably missing a lot. Warehouses, industrial space. Are you seeing any of that momentum either from folks in New York or from folks who are in New York investing outside where they're looking at, is there any, non-traditional real estate that I could potentially invest in? Are you seeing any interest in those realms?
Definitely, definitely. You have, the company I work for, Five Borough, they kind of, they buy into anything that's real estate. Lots, warehouses, storefronts. It's, real estate is everything. You could get into a lot in real estate as far as buying whatever you need for property, for somebody to use and to somebody to pay rent or to somebody to, to somebody to buy.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk specifically about how diverse real estate is, one of the key things that I've noticed hosting this show is you really have to, if you're starting out, tie in your passions with also what's viable in your area. So, for instance, if I'm in Texas where I'm licensed, a couple of years ago, going back 5 years, fix and flip was really hot. Now it's a little bit tougher to flip. It may be coming back, but I may be looking more at buy and hold, right? On the other hand, if I'm really passionate about, hosting, and I love the idea of, being a host and having a nice place set up where folks can enjoy, you know, uh, my residence or some place that I have a vacation home, and a short term rental might be great for me. On the flip side, though, someone who doesn't like hosting people and doesn't want to have to deal with, constant communications and changeovers, that's not going to be a great fit for them. In your business personally, as a real estate agent, have you found one niche that you're particularly passionate about or that's worked out really well for you over the years?
Um, I do a lot of affordable housing, mental health, Section 8 programs, stuff of that nature. I kind of try to help the low income families find housing, and for an independent agent and my status, I kind of find a niche in actually, going that way, going that route to actually earn some paper while still helping out, the community. So I make some money. I feel good about it. I still concentrate on the homes and the commercial buildings and stuff like that. But like I said, it's very tough. It's very hard. And that's the niche that I see myself going into. And I've been doing that for some time now,
We
going
are
that
coming
route.
we are coming up on time here, Darnell. Any new projects that you're working on? And then as well, what's the best way for folks to get in contact with you?
Basically, you could go on the website, Five Borough, New York City. They got a lot of homes in New Jersey, New York, a lot of commercial buildings. um the team helps you with certain things on the back end, like help you with your credit and look into banking issues and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's basically a whole community that's trying to get you into the real estate that you're looking for. um Other than that, I'm still on the grind. I have the film coming out. um you can check my social media, Darnell Credell. That's DARNELL Credell, CREDEL. It's really with two L's, but on Instagram it's one L. But just Google Darnell Credell. I got TikTok, Snapchat overlaid under my name. The music that I'm coming out with is kind of cool too, because it's like more so got accepted in sync licensing. I'm scoring the back of movies, and the film that I'm shooting with Connor Smith, basically the music gonna be in the background of that. So like I said, I got a film background, but real estate is number one. You need that. Everybody that's important that have any kind of motion going on, the first thing they're gonna invest in is some real estate. That's just common
Absolutely.
sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Darnell,
yeah,
Darnell, thank you so much for coming on the show here. Thank you for telling us about your journey and then also, how folks can, get started or start out a career if they're getting started as an agent or investing in the five boroughs. Thanks for taking the time today. Thanks for coming on the show.
thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.